and speaking.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, 2 pages in use of English. So I'm going to be without the camera just for the first 5 minutes. I'm recharging my mobile phone. And it was Unit 7, page 60, prepositional phrases and words with prepositions. Am I right? Yes. So, Andrew, Андрій, Покора. So, незважаючи на
Which page?
page 60. Page 60.
Regardless of.
Yes, regardless of. Next.
Due to.
Next.
Except for.
Except for. Okay. Згідно з.
According to.
According to, right. Next.
Because of.
Окрім. Apart from. Next goes завдяки.
Owing to.
Або як наслідок. Owing to, right. Because of, owing to. Замість.
Instead of.
Good. Завдяки.
Thanks to.
Good. Якби не.
But for.
But for. Всупереч.
Contrary to.
Окей. І щодо мене, то я погоджуюсь.
As for.
Okay. So be so kind, pay attention to, regardless of, незважаючи на, except for, apart from, owing to, завдяки або внаслідок, but for, якби не вона, то я б там не написав цього тесту. But for her, I wouldn't have done that. І contrary to, супереч. Thank you. Устим, go on. Устим,
Yes.
the next one. Незважаючи на.
In spite of.
Добре. У порівнянні з.
In comparison to.
In comparison to. Окей. Я за те, щоб.
I'm in favor of.
Good. Відповідальний за.
In charge of.
Окей. Тримати все під контролем.
In control of.
Або так. Who in control of something. Добре. Від імені нашого колективу.
On behalf of.
On behalf of our group, let me thank you, for example. Настільки, наскільки мені відомо.
As far as.
As far as. Пам'ятник поставили на честь.
In honor of.
Good. І я люблю читати так само, як і писати. As
well as.
As well as. So pay attention to in favor of. I am in favor of doing something, on behalf of, and in honor of. Так. Юра Комаринський, is he with us? Right. Yes, Yura. 1, 2, 3. Sentences 1, 2, 3 are yours.
Okay, you will find a fairly detailed map of the town on page 40 of this guide. To my parents' surprise, I passed all my examinations.
Good.
Under the circumstances, the police officer had no other choice but to arrest them.
Okay, no, Yura, stop. Under the circumstances. So, in number 1, you have to memorize this and for good. Назавжди запам'ятати. On page 40. На моє велике здивування. To my surprise, to my amazement. And under the circumstances, also active. Yura, thank you. Go on, Rostek Prokaziuk, 4, 5, 6.
What's on your mind? Jeffrey looked rather worried. I promise to be by your side no matter what happens.
Okay, active. Я обіцяю завжди бути на твоїй стороні. I promise to be by yourself. Means I will always support you. Active. 6, Rostek.
And you look so calm and at ease with yourself.
Ти така в гармонії з собою, не нервуєшся зовсім. Also active, to be calm and at ease with yourself. Thank you. 7, 8, 9. Levko, quickly. Ясно. Софія Михайлова. 7, 8, 9.
You look so calm and at ease with yourself.
With yourself. To look
yourself.
calm and at ease. We have just done this, but it's okay. So next.
To sum up, this book is a good read, and I definitely recommended it.
Next.
I made several attempts to convince her, but in vain.
Okay,
I
take this, it is active, in vain. Я зробив кілька спроб переконати її, але даремно. In vain. Convince somebody. It was in vain. Active. Next, Sophia.
I was under the impression you knew how to operate the video camera.
To be under the impression. В мене склалося враження, що він знав, як працювати з камерою. Thank you. Левко.
Yes.
Yes, Levko. Where have you been? So 10, 11. Sentence 10 and 11.
Is there a willingness to employ me in Bentley without another interview? Took me by surprise. To a certain
last.
extent, your angle is understandable.
Good. Also active. I was taken by surprise. And to a certain extent, I agree with you to some extent. Я погоджуюсь до певної міри. To a certain extent, also active. Now, thank you, Lev. Володя, words with prepositions. Соромитися чогось. To be ashamed. Володя. Орест. Чи Володя? Володя,
ми робимо?
Ми робимо words with prepositions. Complete the blanks with the prepositions. To be ashamed. Ай-яй-яй. Ну, ми вже ж проробили 15 хвилин, а ви тільки яке ми робимо. Володя.
Ну, так після вправи С, то ми робимо зараз те, що після вправи С.
Ні, ми робимо те, що я додому задавала, words with prepositions. Я не задавала фразових дієслів.
Мені
Володя.
сказали 60-61, я думав.
Ні, ми робимо, ми
Ну, то в
пропустили.
мене є це.
Окей. Ashamed.
Of.
Of. Busy.
With.
With. Свідомий
Так.
там проблем довкілля. Conscious. Of. Добре. Friendly.
To.
To somebody or with somebody is also possible. Я сильний, компетентний в математиці. I'm good.
At math.
At math. Добре. Ви дуже добрий до мене. You are very kind.
To me.
To me. І це для мене добре, корисно. It's beneficial. It's very good.
For me.
For me. Окей. Харитя. Заздрісний. Jealous. Заздрити. Of. Добре. Може бути зверхній, грубий по відношенню до когось, а може бути і трошки. Mean to. Relevant.
To.
Short. Of. Корисний. Useful. To. And for some, and the last one is for. I have already said. Okay, Харитя, thank you. Данило Шумський. An example.
An example of
Виняток з правил. An exception.
an exception to
To the rule. Окей. Точка зору з приводу чогось.
an opinion about
About something. Окей. A question, Данило.
a question about
About. І реакція на.
reaction on.
No, a reaction to something.
Okay.
Добре, thank you. Галя Ярошенко, вірити у щось.
Believe in.
Believe in, коментувати.
Comment on.
Добре. Contrast.
With.
Вирішити, зупинитися на чомусь.
Decide on.
On something, right. Присвятити себе чомусь. Dedicate.
Dedicate something to somebody.
Добре. Представити когось комусь.
introduce somebody to somebody or something.
Okay. The next is я не мав на увазі, кажучи це. I didn't mean. Ні, що ти мав на увазі, кажучи це? What did you
What
mean?
did you mean to
Yeah, by saying this. What did you mean by saying this? Relate
to
to is think
about?
or of. Угу. Okay. Ну, Володя Голодник, are you with us? I wonder. He's very mysterious today. Volodya, we can't hear you. He must have. He must be having some troubles with the mic. I don't know what, but he is with us. Oh, Володь, якісь проблеми та у вас? Добре. Але ви з нами. You are with us. Then Устим.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Walter is very good at the high jump. Why are you always so mean to Sarah? My friend Gilles introduced me to the fascinating world of classic music.
To the fascinating world. Good. Next Устим.
The travel book will be useful for our trip to Paris at the end of the month.
Good.
What exactly do you mean by saying I am arrogant and a snob?
By saying I'm arrogant and snob. Yes. What do you mean by saying? Very good. Well, Rostek, Prokosyuk.
6.
6, right?
Most nouns from their plural in S, but there are a lot of exceptions to this rule. Mrs. Mink is a very nice lady. She has always been good to me.
And the last one?
A glass of orange juice a day is good for you.
And?
This brochure will be useful to all the tourists who visit the sites.
Okay, good. Well done. Well done. Will be useful too. I'm going to listen to you because for today we're supposed to prepare the speech, yes, based on the text, and also I asked you to find some extra information. Who is going to stay with me? 3 or 4 students, no more than 3 or 4 students.
I can.
Okay, Levko, the first volunteer. Who else? Ustem, can you?
Yes, maybe.
Yes. Okay. Who else? I guess Volodya, but he has some technical problems today. That's why, Volodya, you may be free. I will give you home assignment and you will start working. Who else? Maybe Rostek? Andrei Pokora. He must be ready. Andrew?
Okay.
Okay. And Rostek, what about you?
For the next time.
Next time. Харитя, what about you?
Якщо чесно, я забула, що на сьогодні був ще спів.
Okay, I will, so 3 students will stay with me. That would be Lev, Ustim, and Andrew. And the rest will be given extra tasks. So phrasal verbs, page 60-61. Phrasal verbs A, B, and C. And also, I'm not going to give you lots of home assignment. Just try to memorize these phrases on page 60 from exercises A, B, and C, close to the text, because you will be asked. Each student is going to be asked, like apart from, owing to, but for, contrary to, on behalf of. You may find this on page, under the circumstances. I will always be by your side. and words with prepositions also should be taken into account. And also, I want you to look to go to grammar reference page 155. On page 62, you will see grammar revision modals. So you go to page 155 and read the theory. Don't do the exercises. We will do them together. So your home assignment for tomorrow remains the same. Speaking, phrasal verbs ABC. ABC, memorize the phrases, learn them by heart, повивчати всі фрази на пам'ять, learn everything by heart, and look through the theory on page 155. Just refresh the information on modal verbs, okay? So you may leave actually and start working with the phrasal verbs. And the 3 students have to stay with me. The rest may leave, or you may listen to them if you want. It's up to you to decide.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, Ustem, the first.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. So, Ustem, you are welcome.
Yes.
Mhm.
Building the future. Okay. I did some research, and I think the question isn't or can we build the home with the all renewable sources? The question is this renewable source enough to cover all our expenses? I found information that today only 25% of all energy in the world are renewable, but to the 2040, the world want to have 40% of renewable energy. And some scientists say that the only solar power we can use solar power only, so solar power can give our energy 55 times that we have now. So and wind energy can provide us 6 times that we have now have energy. So the renewable energy is very big source, and but it's not very easy to have all world to use it, because imagine that in one moment all these fabrics that produce energy from coal will just be useful, and it will be a very big job crisis, because many people will not have to work at that. So we must to do it not very fast, and we have to think what changes it will be to our world. And if you read this text, maybe no, this house isn't something specific, and we can live like nothing changed by only use electricity from renewable sources.
That's
yes, that's all.
okay. Thank you, Ustem. So energy are. So where energy is, right? A crisis, and we must to do. Where is the mistake?
We have to do.
We have to, or we must do something, right? What is English for повчальний там досвід? Educational, from the text. Там, де очі
Educational experience.
Yes, in the text it was an eye-opening experience. Do you remember what is English for передові технології? Просунуть.
Cutting edge technologies.
Cutting edge technologies. Готель використовує повністю відновлювальні джерела енергії, і вся білизна також там з натуральних чогось там зроблена. Translate such a sentence.
Everything in hotel operate on renewable sources of energy.
А білизна постільна? Linen. Там є towels and linen are made of all
are
the
made of
linen.
organic cotton.
Через то
Ага,
треба
so everything
починати сьогоднішній
operates,
урок.
operates
Так, Вовчик.
on. Okay, і
Якщо будете
помешкання, in the
записувати, ну,
text with new word, помешкання. Помешкання.
Oh, it's
Dwell-
dwelling.
Dwelling. Okay, thank you, Ustim. Thank you. Just so, Lavko, quickly.
Yes, so in my opinion, the outside of the houses won't really change. Maybe the materials will, but there isn't any innovations you can do in terms of building the house as it is. But there are obviously different cultures. For example, in America, they build houses very cheaply with usually bad materials, and they are not very resistant to earthquakes or anything like that. But in Europe, for example, the houses are much more resilient and sturdy, and